Welcome to the Creative Plan Podcast Network. Join us as we share our favorite RPGs, one-shot games, tabletop games, reviews of items, and convention panels, and other exciting things that we run into from time to time. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
You know how it works. You'll find out. Okay. So, Arbiter, yes, my dearest. Heart of my heart. You lovely light of the universe. You shiniest of the seven sisters.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you number one. Thank you so much. That is You're the biggest thing. That pleases me. I'm blushing. Can I put that on my OK Cupid biggest dipper? Yeah. So, if you notice, I'm very good. Yeah, he is the grand arbiter. So, arbiter, what do you consider a good compliment, or the basis of a compliment? Okay, a compliment there's many different structures of a compliment. The most common are just adjective-based. So you take an object or a part of the person's experience and you crystallize that with a very strong adjective. We like strong adjectives. Now, you can use things like pretty, beautiful, nice. These are all excellent, we'll call them starter compliments. The ones that come in the base kit. We want to upgrade you. There's some advanced ones. One of my personal favorites to call Askew is her sheer gregariousness. Gregarious is just what a great word to describe it. I love gregarious. And one of my favorites is something that's delightful. You are delightful. Thank you, my dear. So, adjective-based compliments don't require any sort of thought process beyond knowing what the word actually means. So, it would be best to understand the full context of the word. Like, in general, I would avoid things like wizened. Sounds like suggesting that they're wise. That's not what that means. Please don't call me wizened. I'm not there yet. Another word that gets thrown around a lot and Askew is supposed to be complimentary but ends up being quite rude is matronly. So understanding the context and history around the adjective you're using is really valuable. So knowing what you're saying. That means sometimes you just read the dictionary for fun, or you're learning about new words just because it's exciting. I like the thesaurus. The thesaurus is extremely useful, and there's not this expectation that you memorize them all. Sometimes it's good just to learn them. If you forget, it's okay. Just try to avoid using words you don't exactly know the meaning of. That's very dangerous in probably all conversational gambits, but especially in the art of a compliment, because if you were, for instance, to come up and say, yeah, you're so loquacious, it might not be exactly your very just talkative, but not kind of in a rude way. It's not as nice as gregarious. So gregarious is always good talking. Or you could be like, so enthusiastic. No, I mean that's good. I was very
ones. Like, what's a good one? I've heard times I used a lot of really, but some of them are more like gracious.
Alright, so you may have noticed, Arbiter is very streamlined, like a fantastic jet, moving through the world, propelled by personality. The wind does not catch on him anywhere, and just like. So some people can come up to Arbiter and be like, "You're really stunning. That's not like the best." But if I came up and was like, "You are so svelte." Good.
There's other reasons for that too, because one of the things that I find really valuable is when you create a compliment, you're saying, you're making this is a very philosophical conversation. You have to deal with it and roll with it, so be prepared. So I'm from an existential viewpoint, that's my focus in philosophy. So I know. This I take as a compliment. So when you use a word, you are saying something about the world and making a moral decision about how you're making an argument about something. So, for example, complimenting about my weight or anyone's weight or the way that their body is shaped, specifically, it's about at that point you're contrasting against something that someone else is not. So, suggesting that, oh, you're so skinny, you're so healthy, oh look at you. It sort of puts this moral framework on how bodies should be shaped and how we approach those kinds of conversations. So I tend to use the word something like fit, because fit doesn't necessarily mean, it's a very common term to mean physically fit, but it also means that it's a right fit for you. But the big thing is to avoid compliments that build one kind of
negative.
That creates a negative. So you're, I would describe it as what's called a contrasting compliment, where you're using a positive that builds a negative.
And that's certainly something you can choose to do, but the Arbiter and I, our personal styles is that we like to come at you with a sort of bombardment of positivity until you're overcome and you tremble before us with some mixture of joy and terror. It's really good.
It's a very good experience.
I mean, at least for us, it's been good. Hopefully it's been good for you.
We do have some seats over here.
Yes.
We also have some seats over there, but we are reaching capacity soon and we can't have standards because of fire code rules.
Right.
Okay.
So that's like part of your philosophical underpinnings, and you come at it from this object-driven sort of single phrase idea. Single phrase being like
the compliment exists in a vacuum.
We tend to not go in the single phrase vacuum experience with our compliments. And I personally love the building compliment that goes from adjective, which adjectives are good, I like them a lot, to the whole simile, metaphor, sort of flowery nonsense.
And that's what we tend to do more generally together. We're a big fan. So I think that as the linguist, do you want to talk about the difference between a metaphor and a simile in use of compliments and how that might vary?
So, I hope I won't give you flashbacks to fourth grade. What do they call it? Language arts now, but in my day, we just called it English, or writing, or whatever, depending on the language. So, if you're like studying how to speak in Turkish, they definitely don't call it English back. So, simile is very simple. Means something is like something else. Like, as, oh, Terry, you are like unto the sky with your sunny disposition. That's a simile. A metaphor would be, it means a bridge. Metaphoro is the original word in like Greek or something.
Oh my gosh.
I like it better in Italian, but that's no good. ideas together, linking them in some way.
I can do one.
Yes, that'd be grand.
Madam Askew,
Yes.
you build a bridge of friendship between everyone who meets. A metaphor of love and compassion, building a network for all the beautiful steam-powered trains to travel and bring the steampunk world together.
I'm super excited to be a train system.
Just so we're clear, I am the master class of metaphor simile-based. There are some weird ones. I've been good. I've done doves, deers, small happy meadows, goldfish.
I like the goldfish.
Oh my goodness. Specifically koi ponds.
Is that a regular thing for you, the koi ponds?
I mean, it happens. It's just not, you don't hear them because it's usually like, gosh, you are calm like a tranquil koi pond with the most beautiful scaled golden koi swimming gracefully to the beat of their own drum.
That's lovely. That's nice. It's good about being a koi pond, right?
So with metaphor and simile, you're trying to draw a picture. It doesn't necessarily, you're trying to use the language to describe an experience. It's not necessarily about specifically that person in a like physical way, but in a sense of them. You're trying to crystallize them as a person, as an experience, by comparing them or saying they're like or are that experience.
So, we could get really deep into this topic. I know they will cut us off.
I know, but
But I just wanted to. So
Okay.
this gives you some examples, some ideas of the language structure of a compliment. And I think when you are approaching a person and you want to maybe light up their face with a smile or bring a little kindness to that.
take this away from you because you're shaking it about and the pom-pom is very, very...
Pom-pom,
Yes.
brings all the boys to the yard.
Madam Askew,
Yes.
so you can visually confirm where it's getting set down.
Yeah, there's my turban, thank you. Okay, good.
That turban is an antique, it's magical. It really makes me think of Madam Askew quite a lot, actually. It's filled with experiences. It has a Turkish background.
Thanks.
It's extremely colorful, and it's so it lights up a room when it walks in.
Yeah, the turban.
See, you wouldn't normally feel good about being called it. Like if I just walked up and said, "Madam Askew, you're such a turban." That would be less polite. But framing it with explaining why that experience matches up, it's a much better kind of comment. Like, it does not sound good if you're like, "Madam Askew, you're such a train station."
I feel like Grand Central. Okay.
So, we're about 20 minutes. Okay. We're about 20 minutes in. I want to spend just a few minutes because the people that are here that we need to talk about this are here, and therefore we have to talk about it.
I don't remember.
It's not about just, this panel's not just about giving compliments.
Oh, it's about receiving compliments.
Yes. So, Askew and I are big compliment givers.
We love to give
We
them
make
away.
them rain from the sky, but because they're special and unique each one, it doesn't feel quite like they're cheap.
No.
We don't give away cheap compliments.
No,
They're
we
all-
try and make handcraft. We're like compliment artisans.
Yes, we have handcrafted hand-sewn compliments.
They're free-range organic.
Free-range, organic, artisanal compliments. Yes. So, we have a problem in some instances in which people do not know the proper etiquette to receive a compliment.
They're overcome. They are perhaps flummoxed by the compliment, and then they try and deny it.
Or deflect.
Or
Reject.
reject. Oh, not me. Yes, you. I just spent 5 minutes complimenting you on this thing. Yes, you.
So it's important to take a compliment, not just because it's a good feeling, and you should just let that feeling wash over you like a wave of hugs. Ooh, a wave of hugs. Yes.
It's nice.
Every day. Every day a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's also about understanding the place in which that person is trying to, the feeling that person is trying to convey to you. The message that they're trying to convey is that they actually feel that way. And so accepting it is part of being not just a good friend, but a good citizen of steampunk.
That's true.
Is understanding how important we all are to each other and accepting that feeling into our hearts in the most cheesy, like gooey Gouda kind of way. like a really good grilled cheese of friendship with like really high quality cheese, none of this.
No, like some Havarti.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
A fondue of friendship.
yeah, fondue. Alright.
So that was an important thing to share.
But the other thing about this, the fondue friendship, of course, TM, well played, is that you have to remember that most people are not smarmy, that most people actually mean what they say. And so when someone says a kindness to you, if you reject it, you're saying, I don't believe you, you lying liar. That's the subtext. That's the subtext.
And just so we're clear, we're deeply authentic people.
So true. I have had this conversation with the Rose Brothers earlier, in which I was explaining to them how fantastic they are.
Well, and just showering them with a meteor storm.
It's sort of more like a soft hail.
At least one of those would have taken out the dinosaurs.
Oh, no. So it might have been effusive, but I explained to them the more effusive I am, the more adjectives I bring to my compliment game, the more serious I am. And if I just come up and I'm like,
It's very nice.
I like your sweater. But I mean, if I say I like your sweater, I mean it. I do.
I
I
don't
do.
generally
mean
if we don't.
Yeah, the more adjectives though, the more time I put into it, the more I mean it. So I'm not going to spend 5 minutes telling you the superlative as a human being. You, fantastic creature. If I don't mean it. So you should believe me. And
So that's
Thank you.
that.
Say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you, Madam Askew. I appreciate your feelings and reflect them wholeheartedly.
Thank you, Grand Arbiter. I have a deep gratitude for every moment I get to spend
Okay,
with
if
you.
we start.
All right,
We're
stop.
gonna be here all night.
All right, stop it. But,
Okay.
but if you feel awkward when someone gives you a compliment, the easiest thing to do is say, thank you.
Oh, and I mean it. Modesty is for the dead. I'm of the opinion that everyone should own up to their skills, own up to their strengths, and if someone is complimenting you aggressively about what you do, you clearly are doing something correctly. So at this time, we're going to move into the more interactive portion.
Yes,
Okay.
practicing compliments.
So what we're going to do in this instance is we're going to start with, we're going to try to give you like a compliment style or compliment choice of styles, and we'll just sort of we'll pick people like who want to.
Yeah, we're going to take volunteers for this portion.
And we prefer that you do not compliment us. Well, we love compliments. It's just unnecessary.
We have a big piggy bank of compliments.
Yeah, I mean, our egos are very well stocked right now.
They do feel pretty healthy.
Yeah. No, but they're healthy. They're not like cancerous.
No, that's a fancy.
Right. They're not toxic to our personalities. They are reflective of the amount of work we put into what we do.
Alright,
So we'll pick people at volunteers who will either pick people they know or people who they see in the crowd who they'd like to issue a compliment to.
and if you are overcome by the compliment, what do you say?
Thank you.
Yes.
And if you feel that you can respond with a compliment in turn, we recommend it.
And if you just want to say, I know, thanks, that's cool too.
That's totally acceptable. That's what we call the coy game. I'm about that. My biggest value is knowing that 90% of my positive feelings about myself are self-fabricated.
I mean, they're real though.
Yeah, they're real. I've said it so many times at this point. They are real. That's existentialism for you.
I love philosophers. I was a philosophy tutor, so in my spare time.
Not me. We were different eras.
Yes. So we're going to throw out a style or a theme, and we're going to ask for a volunteer. So.
Okay. Yes. I think the first style should be. We're going to use descriptive, so that's going to be a descriptive adjective. So
You must use descriptive adjectives.
And I'm going to trust you on this, as I have to abscond quite quickly. Oh no, you know what this means. I have, well, we've done a lot of duels today. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment, but I will pick before I go. So, who wants to start?
Descriptive! Raise your hand.
Someone? Okay, there you go. You are starting.
Alright, good. Don, stand. It's so much easier to deliver goodness when you're like standing with it. So, would you like to pick someone, or would someone like to volunteer to be the recipient of said compliments? So many hands. Yes, we've got a recipient in the background, in the corner. Come out of the corner. Nice to meet you, Green. Alright, good. Alright. Pull on your wealth of adjectives. Strong adjectives.
You are in the way, and I must absolutely take in as much of this ravenous creature as I can. You're put together so well. Your love of dominations, your fashion sense is just absolutely sweet.
Thank you. That was a fantastic. Alright, good. Do I have another volunteer for descriptive compliments? No. I also pick victims. Queen of the Green Isles! Alright. Would you be so kind, madam, as to deliver a descriptive compliment upon some person who charms you?
Well, I've been sitting next to this glorious thing here. I'm going to walk in front so I can make eye contact with this owner.
Oh, the owner. So the glorious thing is the conveyance.
Well, the glorious thing that's inspiring
Yes.
the compliment.
Alright.
But I'm complimenting Ms. Terry.
Ah.
Like, oh my god. There are so many dinosaurs on this, and I love it so much. And this is, and I've seen
many of your chairs, and they are all incredible and creative and splendid, but this is the most hilarious one, and I just want to spend time with it and be with it and watch it and play with it, and I just adore it. And it's all because of your creativity and your husband, but also you. Inspire it with this because mine's not. It's just from hell.
All right, solid. Well, good response. Excellent repost. Yeah. No, it's good. All right. So, another variety of compliment is to use a simile, and we talked about similes and metaphors. So we're going to start with similes, and so you just have to remember the word like. Like is your friend here. So I'd like to have a simile of the floral variety, meaning you're going to compare a person to something floral in a way that is kind and delightful.
Let's widen it just a little bit. Not just floral, it just has to be floral doesn't necessarily mean flower in this context. It could mean plant-based.
Plant-based.
In a flora versus fauna kind of way.
Alright, solid.
Okay, and also, can you reach on me while we're doing this?
Yes.
Hey, we've had a lot of tea duels. There's so many.
Alright,
I had 6 cups of tea in like an hour. That's a lot. Okay.
You should try to close it. It really helps.
I know. It keeps it all locked in. So who is interested in doing a plant-based simile? Okay, out there.
Yes!
Oh,
Temperance!
Temperance. Now, Temperance, please also tell us what organization you currently represent.
I am a tea scout.
Sip salute!
Sip salute. And if you're interested in Tea Scouts, you can always go to the family zone to hang out with them. So please, select someone in the audience who you'd like to give a floral-based, plant-based compliment.
Well, I've been sitting in the back, staring at this gorgeous fabric.
Oh my goodness.
This red is like a garden of roses that makes me so happy that I just had to share that with all of you, since she also is in the back and you could not see it. So please, madam,
Yes,
rise so they can see the garden of her
look
vestments.
at that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Captain, do you have a response?
Thank you.
Solid response. What's your name?
Lindsay?
Lindsay!
We just,
You are precious.
we have to say, you are very precious. We really appreciate you participating.
Lindsay?
Would you like to compliment someone else, or would you like to just sit down quietly?
I would prefer to sit down quietly.
Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter have never been known to force people to participate. We are not a mean 4th grade teacher.
Why the
Very welcome. Because I was
I
admired.
tell you
Also,
that
the
my
war fabric
4th grade
is
teacher,
delightful as well.
Mrs. Younger,
Mom
was
actually
the
likes
best.
both of these.
She taught
she's
me
a
how to
vendor.
tie correct sentences, which was a life-changing experience because I'm a linguist, and it was the first time someone showed me the puzzle-like nature of language, and I had to be stopped from diagramming sentences from that point forward. If you ever thought I wasn't a nerd,
Well, in my 4th
that's why
grade
some of us became teachers.
Yeah,
We really
no.
like it.
Hey, and my 4th teacher got very disappointed in me for sneezing and made me cry. We all have different experiences. Don't worry, I have other teachers that
That'll
are much
teach
more
you never
interested.
Yeah, don't sneeze.
Don't sneeze. So, that was an excellent simile. Thank you so much, Temperance.
Beautifully done.
So, let's see. I'd like to see. Oh, you have a simile?
I do.
Okay. We will take volunteers of any variety.
Yes, we will. Especially scums. We love them.
It is for your hair. So I don't know if you mind standing so everyone can enjoy.
Ooh.
But your hair is like your aurora borealis reflected on a bouquet of perfect rosebuds that we touched hands.
No, polite, poetic.
Poetic! Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with polite. I was like, yeah, it was. Because there's nothing like a polite compliment.
And we're all friends here, so if we don't hear you, we may ask you to repeat you. So if you have a low voice, we may ask you to project just a little bit louder. As we're not quite, we're not that word that starts with an O, but we definitely have some like, what was it?
I thought Wednesday your time was coming.
I mean, we're not going to talk about that.
All right, so
that would be not a compliment. So,
do you have a theme you'd like to have up?
I would love to sing a theme. Let me just think of one. Okay, I want someone to give a theme that's either simile or metaphor using dinosaurs.
Yes, it is dinosaur time.
I know there's some creative folks in this bunch.
I mean, there's always beautiful people there.
Dana.
No,
Oh, you got it. Silver saved you.
Oh, it's like it's not a beret, is it? It's a. Oh,
We'll compliment you on that later.
sorry. Yes, Mr. Silver.
I would like to address this to Ben and say that you are like Godzilla in that you leave a wake of destruction of hearts in your path.
I volleyball it back to you, good sir.
I think.
Okay. So,
She's
getting ready. I dropped an object. I was very distracted. Focus.
As the mighty stegosaur has armor plates to keep out bad juju. Perhaps your jacket protects you, but we all know deep inside, soft, warm, mushy heart doth beat under manly jacket. My darling, may I single you out for a moment? Sure. So,
Do you want to come up?
yeah.
When we single her out, we don't mean we're going to point at you.
Shy. Come here, darling.
Well, she's a little bit shy.
So you're Canadian originally, aren't you? Yeah.
Funny people.
Are there any other Canadians in the room? Okay.
Okay.
So, you know how you hear about how polite Canadians are, and here in the colonies we say a bunch of cheeky things about it. I'm not going to go there. Although it's kind of true, but I'm not going to talk about it.
That's what we call sort of a backhanded compliment. We're really not about those.
No. So I'm going to move away from being cheeky because I went to Canada in September, your people, the land of your birth, and I officiated a compliment duel, the first one there ever, and I learned a thing about Canadians. You cannot defeat them in a compliment duel! I had to give them a timer. I had to time them out. The only way to get them to lose was to cut them off. And then they would apologize. That was kind of true. So I thank you. And also be wary, because she's in your midst bringing the compliment A game. See? Good. She's so good.
So, do you have any? I think that we're reaching that point where we can start. Like, if anyone has any, we're not going to lock into themes anymore. We've given some good examples of what the themes might look like. But if anyone has anyone you've seen here, you're like, I have to give this person a compliment immediately. I want to know who has got those burning
beating
love.
your chest. Yes, Don. Don Sergio, right?
Please forgive me because I forget your name.
Terry.
No, with the goggles in the back. His very first steampunk convention, his very first outing, and he is just superlative in both manners and outfit. I take my hat off to you, sir.
You're here.
Absolutely amazing.
I felt very similarly, by the way.
Well, thank thank you very much for your wonderful compliment. I remove my hat to you, sir.
Okay, so you're all so stunningly beautiful.
Yes.
Our photographer has just let us know that they would like to do a group shot. You can just stay where you're seating. Madam Screen and I are going to turn around and face the photographer.
And we're going to frame Terry.
Yeah, we're going to frame Terry.
This is our favorite. Am I blocking anyone?
Am I blocking anyone?
1, 2, 3. Alright, and then I want everybody to wave on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 2.5, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Okay.
And that's Joshua.
This is Joshua. Who, okay.
Hi, Joshua.
I have to.
Yes, you feel it. You go. You take it. You take it.
No man on this earth can capture a moment, crystallize the hearts of men, women, and others everywhere like Joshua. He has captured my image on multiple occasions, and this is given my nature as a steampunk cryptid. My heart and just the sheer courtesy you offer to us regularly and the guidance you offer to us as a photographer is unparalleled and just, it overwhelms my senses and rainbow flames on the side of my face. And I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here for us and facing the potential wrath of your wife.
You should send her some tea.
No, we're sending her like tea and
Some
some
champagne.
champagne and maybe a real good wine.
Yeah.
Some cheese maybe. So, thank you.
Thank you.
So, relay. Is it relay?
I think it's relay time.
Unless there's any other unrequited compliments.
Does anyone have like a burning?
Yes, sir. Bring us your compliments.
And please tell us your name when you leave your comment before you tell us.
I'm Eric.
Hi, Eric.
And to Amber, I must say, you were a luscious lute of a woman, a perfect instrument, the perfect melody when you approach a vision to behold and so finely tuned.
Aww. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Are you okay, my dear?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you have something to say to him?
I don't know right now.
Okay, so here's how the relay is going to work. We're going to start here.
Yes.
And each person is going to compliment the person next in line. We're going to go this way and then back that way, and sort of snaking.
Are we going to go all the way across? Or are we going to
No, we're going to go snake and then snake back up.
All right, good. Snakey snakes.
Okay,
Are you ready?
so you're going to compliment that person, and that person compliment the next person, but here's the catch.
Yes.
Here's
There's
the
always
catch.
a catch with us.
You can't compliment the same thing. You have to think of new things about that person. You have to crystallize what that person has, what kind of experience you're getting from that person in this moment.
So if the person before you complimented your hat, you cannot use a hat. Say something about the hat to the next person.
So try to be, and we're not going to we just don't want entirely, if it's different enough, we're not going to call it, but if it's just, you have a pretty hat, you have a pretty dress, you have a pretty, it's not as effective.
Right.
So no repeated concepts.
So if you're going to compliment the hat, you got to bring it with a different kind.
No compliments.
All right.
Okay.
Adieu.
Adieu.
I know.
And if you're too shy, we will. You can call us in and we'll
be
stand
your
in for you.
seconds.
But really try, because we think you can all do it. We've been talking about it for almost an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Okay. And also just say your name before you issue the
I'm
compliment.
basically ready, but I've only got a 4th grade education. Because like 4th grade, that was my best teacher. And though I graduated, I just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but 4th grade is such a solid time. You can bring a lot from that.
So let's start.
work. You're going to work and see everyone come out of the field. Last night, season 4, close my eyes, and I'm off to a work.
You've been more paragon of the T-Scouts.
Here, here.
This room would not be the same without you. I know you had a big day with lots of things to do, and I am so pleased to be able to spend this hour with you and with this room. Aww.
I could have not found the most infuriatingly true friend if I had actually looked for you. And I'm so grateful to be going through college with you and to just, in general, be able to share the same interests.
Aww. Jesus.
So just go to the first one.
Your presence warms my soul like a hot cup of tea on a cold winter's evening.
Hi, Michael. I find your back play elephants is a true inspiration.
Don Sergio, and we met several times before. We never actually know him, get to know him as well. Just the two directions that we had at each other, and incredibly intelligent, incredibly kind, and incredibly
The love of my life, and I have loved him for very, very long. I'm not going to take on age, but he is clever, he is handsome, and he is so much fun, and he is funny. This is one thing that I need to know is his pitch is beyond compare, and it is just fabulous. I live him.
Keep up hitting. Well, sir, I will say that you look so stunning in black that had Johnny Cash seen you before he started wearing it, he'd have gone great.
Andrew, my dear sister, I truly enjoy your drawing. I pray this on now, dumb uncle.
Why, thank you.
That's a flying car.
Flying red creature, you make what might be otherwise a dull world full of color.
Just so we're clear, that is absolutely true about Dana.
Dana's a true love.
By the way, I definitely added you back.
Was it?
I added you back.
Add me back?
Yeah.
On the internet?
On social media.
I'm Dana. My husband Tim, and he is an incredibly hard worker, and he also plays very hard and makes my life fun and wonderful and
My name's Tim and you, sir. We are all just cogs in this great scene of wheel. But your uniqueness has made this panel fantastic. Thank you.
yes.
Where am I going?
Yeah, bring it.
To this gentleman or to start with?
No, this gentleman.
Gentlemen, you, sir, look fantastic. I wish that I could have your bone structure and the hair and your beard and the cut of that vest is amazing. I'm humbled by your fashion sense. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Eric. The trees grow tall and ancient, whispering the myriad of virtues you possess to the ages.
maybe call for a second if he needs to, but try and think long. Okay, I'm holding it together. I can't unkind this whole story. You guys are too nice. Okay, not possible.
So you're gonna go onto this end and this end, and then Terry, you're gonna go from that. You're gonna be included in this end.
Right, so hit the lady in purple, like, not hit her. Yes, it's in the corner.
No. Purple.
In the purple, absolutely. Yes, my name is Amber. And my dear, your skirt reminds me of the most beautiful field of dandelions on this sunniest day.
Aww.
Good? Stand up.
You don't have to stand. You can just sit.
Hi, I'm Anaya. Jim. You are one of the best friends that I've ever had the pleasure of being in Steam with, and I am truly grateful that I feel so safe and comfortable with you.
Thank you. My name is Jim. Kelly, I would like to thank you for every smile, every sparkle of your eye, and every beautifully imagined idea that you've come up with for conventions, for things that we do together, and just every silly day we spend together.
No, you just met him today.
Don't tell my wife.
Our compliment. Woo! So you're gonna go to the person, this lady,
The other lady in
light
green.
green hat right there.
Madam, so few people can wear chartreuse successfully. You, however, would inspire a pantheon of goddesses to cast off their golden raiments in favor of this color.
And you are like a royal sapphire.
Hi, Mary.
And this gentleman is the best of the four brothers. Like a scientist crafts a perfect robot, he is a perfect gentleman, and we have so much fun.
For my least favorite sister.
Backhanded, unacceptable. Point
My name's Joe.
Hello, Sharon.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Your outfit of all these colors is very radiant. Very, very nice. It does remind me of a double rainbow. And what does that mean? Very mysterious. Very mysterious. Thank you for pleasing with us today. Teasing us today.
She really means that because she loves that new dress that she has. Okay, let's. Okay, we're all gonna do him. You can definitely start this way. Start with blue. Start with blue. Don't get your game. Stupid handsome.
Let's start with there. You get Yeah, that sounds good.
I would not, until that person pointed you out, I would not have known at all this is your first time here. You are a natural at the dress, you're a natural at the bon vivant, and you're a natural at the compliment. And it's very wonderful to get to you.
Well, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you to say. My name's still Luke.
New kid Luke.
Solid.
My dear lady, there is a playful glint in your eyes that, to me, is as warming and as vibrant as the sun is.
Oh. Yeah, nice. You are the light of my life. every day that I get to spend with you.
Yes, I know.
Terry,
Dinosaurs. Terry.
You can find something else.
I mean, I'm going to compliment about Terry. I just don't know. How on earth could you compliment Terry with so little going on in her life?
I believe that is a compliment that you had discussed before. The compliment was saying praise.
Oh, no, this is what we call it's
Understatement.
It's an understatement. It's clearly understated for amusement purposes only, and she knows exactly what I mean. It is not. There's no question of misunderstanding.
I'm bringing more hankies next time.
So yes.
Your creativity equals that of a master engineer. I mean, look at this. It is steampunkish all the way. There is brass, there's tubes of exhaust on your device here. I mean, this beats out any water, right? Device.
Thank you very much. I've had a lot of help from my wonderful husband, who I believe isn't here, so I can gush and gush and gush about it. That is so sweet.
Now you get to.
Oh,
Okay. So just so we're clear, we also are very close to short time, so we're gonna keep it short.
Succinct. I absolutely adore your parent. I know they sit in the house, but nobody sitting in the house. And I didn't watch him. And sitting out in front. There we go.
Good. You want us to come back to you?
All right.
Okay, not.
Yes. You're gonna go.
Matter of fact, this is might be close to what's already been said, but Mike I've known for years. And there's a world of steampunk as well as cosplay. Everybody wants to be the next Batman. So you follow the Star Wars, the Star Trek, and everything else. It is always good to see someone who dresses original. You are probably one of the most creative makers that I have met in the steampunk industry.
Thank you very kindly, and I appreciate your efforts as a photographer and being a subject of yours as well.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. Michael is my name, and yes, I'm enjoying the ears. They're quite lovely and evocative of the Fae. Yes.
Purchase here at Steampunk.
Yes, they go so well, and like I actually quite enjoy the gaslight fantasies is aspect as well among all the different variants of steam.
Thank you.
So now you have to be the first.
So, actually, remember you from the con last year? I got to sit with you and your lovely daughter, just passing time for a few minutes, and you were absolutely wonderful, and you stuck in my mind for an entire year. So thank you for bringing that energy to us.
So Janet, do you feel up to it, or do you want us to close out with just? Would you like us to second? Would you like us to second?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Dearest Ken, my friend, I've known you for these many years. Your photographic eye is second only to your generosity and kindness of spirit. Thank you.
So, with all this mushiness aside, we are closing at a shop. We have to kicking us out, but I want to let you know how much this meant to us. I hope you had a really good time, and this will fill your heart with the positivity that you have to take this, that you experienced that evening, and just spread it out there.
It's rubberized. It's made for that.
Here and point it out there.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.